Hello, the wonderful people of YouTube. Retro Rewinder here, coming at you guys with another drive time video. I'm driving in the snow, which is just wonderful, I guess. It's been a while since I've made a video, and this video is going to explain why that is. This week was the first week that I came back from vacation. I was actually down in Florida at Disney World last week for the whole week. So I didn't make any videos, obviously, then, and then when I came home, I've just been so exhausted. Like, we were pretty busy every single day on vacation and walking around different parks for long amounts of time, and it's just wiped me out this week. I've been pretty tired, so I basically get home and go to sleep. Fall asleep in the chair or the couch. So I haven't really had a chance to make a video. And I haven't had any topics lined up for drive time, so what I figured I'd do is kind of give my impressions of Disney World. So if you're expecting to see anything video game related, not even see, if you're expecting me to talk about anything video game related, it's not going to happen in this video. I just thought I'd give my impressions on Disney World. So for you that don't know or who have never been to Disney World is made up of 4 parks. You've got the Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Disney's Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom. We went to all 4, and so we were down there for six days. 4 of those days were in the 4 different parks, and then we spent a 5th day in Magic Kingdom, because Magic Kingdom is a pretty big park, a lot of long wait times for the different rides, so it's actually better to do that one on a kind of a 2-day thing. And then within each park, there's all kinds of different sections. But yeah, the 4 different parks. And then the 6th day that we were down there, instead of just resting, we actually went to Universal Studios. And me and my wife are both big Harry Potter fans. And at Universal Studios, they actually have Harry Potter World. Harry Potter World. I almost said Harry Potty World. Anyway, they have Harry Potter World. So me and my wife really wanted to experience that. So we went down and we did that on our own. We actually went to Disney World with my in-laws, her family, and that day at Universal was kind of spent away from them. So yeah, we spent the whole week down there, and then we came back to this wonderful, there was like 8 inches of snow that came down. Yeah, so, and we just got like 3 more inches today. So Indiana really sucks right now. But anyway, so I thought I'd just kind of break it down by park, tell you kind of what I liked, what I didn't like, blah, 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 all that good stuff. Anyway, the first park, Magic Kingdom, that is the park that's kind of, the most famous of the parks at Disney World. That's where you find Cinderella's castle. It's pretty child heavy. The things that you can do are pretty geared toward children. A lot of meeting princesses and characters and that kind of stuff. But there are some rides, and the rides that are there that were my favorite, they have 3 mountains, which is Splash Mountain, Space Mountain, and Thunder Mountain Railroad. And if you really like roller coasters, these aren't awesome by any means. Space Mountain's pretty cool. It's all in the dark, and it looks like you're in space once you start going. It's the type of roller coaster. It kind of just shoots you 0 to 60, whatever it is, in a couple seconds. Instead of going up and clicking and going down a hill, it just shoots you. Really fun ride. That's probably my favorite thrill ride at that park. Thunder Mountain Railroad's pretty good too. Splash Mountain was actually closed when we were there for renovations, and they're also making another ride based on Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. I'm not sure what that one's supposed to be called, but they were in the process of making that. So yeah, probably Space Mountain was my favorite. But they also have a bunch of slow rides at Disney where you're basically in going at a single pace, and it's just animatronics. Like, it's a small world where a bunch of animatronic little people are singing and dancing and that kind of stuff. I'm not a big fan of those rides. Pirates of the Caribbean was pretty cool. Basically feels like you're being attacked by pirates all over the place. That one was pretty cool. Magic Kingdom it was a little too much for me. Most people, if they only go to Disney World for one day, or they're on a limited amount of time for the whole park, they normally choose Magic Kingdom. So you get a lot of people at that one park. So definitely not my favorite. The second park is Epcot. Epcot is more of an adult-themed park, not like, boobies everywhere or anything like that. Adult-themed meaning it's more for an older generation of people. They have a whole area around this lake that is devoted to different countries. So you have Canada, Japan, China, Mexico, Italy, France, and you basically get to try the different foods in these places and buy goods and learn about the culture of these places. Epcot was probably one of my favorite parks. Really cool getting to try the different foods. They have, like, you can drink your way around the world basically and have a beer and and different types of drinks in the different countries. That was pretty neat. There's also a couple thrill rides there. Probably my least favorite ride out of the whole Disney experience was a ride called Mission Space. And Mission Space, you're basically simulating a spaceship takeoff and a landing and hyperspeed and stuff. When it comes to roller coasters, I love loops and barrel rolls and corkscrews and being shot 0 to 60 to start the ride. I'm not a big fan of going up the clicking mountain and then dropping down. I'm not a big fan of big drops, and spinning kind of gets to me. It makes me nauseous. So on Mission Space, you slingshot around a moon, and you're in this basically tight little coffin, and it's spinning you. And I about threw up on that ride. It made me extremely nauseous. I didn't like the way I felt at all. Not a fan of that ride. And we actually rode that ride. My wife and I did with her mom and dad, and her dad hated it too because he is claustrophobic, and literally it's like a spinning coffin. So yeah, probably my least favorite ride out of all the ones I did is Mission Space. But they also had some pretty cool ones there. But Epcot was more of the type of place just to walk around. And each park has fireworks and stuff at the end of the night, so that was pretty cool. So the third park is Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom is pretty neat. We just happened to go on probably the coldest day that we were there, and Animal Kingdom has some water rides that we didn't get to experience. So that was kind of a bummer. But one of my favorite roller coasters at Disney World was here. And that ride is called Expedition Everest, and it's a pretty cool ride. It takes you up into it makes you feel like you're going into a Mount Everest base camp for mountain climbing. And once you do the ride, you get to this point where the tracks are torn to pieces, and you go down the roller coaster backwards for a little bit in the dark. And then basically, after some thrill ride parts, a Yeti comes out and makes you feel like the Yeti's going to eat you, and then you go down this pretty big drop. Really fun ride. I really enjoyed that one. That was probably my favorite, Expedition Everest. But Animal Kingdom really wasn't that great. I was expecting it to be a little better than what it was. It was kind of neat to walk around and see the different animals, because they actually have live animals at that park. It's like basically a zoo with theme park attractions around it. So you get kangaroos and tigers and lions and all that great stuff. But yeah, not really my favorite. Is a neat one. Nothing to... if you're only going to make a trip to Disney once, I wouldn't pick Animal Kingdom as a primary goal. The fourth park is Disney's Hollywood Studios. This is the park that's designed more for the teenagers. They have some thrill rides like Tower of Terror, which I did not ride because I'm not a big fan of the drops, but they have Tower of Terror, and one of the other, probably my second favorite roller coaster at Disney World, and it's called the Rock and Roller Coaster, and it's based off Aerosmith music, which was really cool. I really liked that one. But yeah, Disney's Hollywood Studios. What else do they have? They have like Muppets there. They had... I'm drawing a blank now. It really wasn't that cool. Probably the coolest thing at Disney's Hollywood Studios is the nighttime show. Like I said, most of the parks do fireworks, but at Disney's Hollywood Studios, they have what they call Fantasmic, and it's basically this big water, light, and fireworks show that involves Mickey Mouse destroying the different Disney villains, which was really cool. Just the way they did it. They have like this water that sprays out, and they actually project an image on the water. Probably my favorite of all the shows that Disney had to offer. It was really cool. If you ever get to go to Disney World, Fantasmic really needs to be a priority. And it's limited seating, and we actually came a little later to the show, so we had to sit in the like very back. So, and it was still good back there, but I would have much preferred sitting a little closer. But yeah, Fantasmic, if anyone gets a chance to go to Disney World. So those were the 4 Disney parks, and actually my favorite park out of all the ones we did was Universal Studios. Universal Studios is actually made up of 2 separate parks, which is Islands of Adventure, which is the one we went to, and then I think the other one is just called Universal Studios. Islands of Adventure was awesome. By far my favorite park to do. Harry Potter World, if you were a fan of Harry Potter, this is the place to go. There's 3 rides at Harry Potter World. One of them is a pretty crazy thrill ride where it's a roller coaster, very high speed, loops, turns, barrel rolls, all that good stuff, and it's like a hanging coaster. Probably one of the fastest thrill rides that I did the whole vacation was in Harry Potter World. And then you can also walk through the castle, drink butterbeer, go into Ollivander's wand shop. It's actually a really cool experience if you're into Harry Potter, obviously. But if you're not into Harry Potter, one of the other really cool things at Universal is Universal owns the rights to Marvel. So they have the Marvel superhero area. So Spider-Man, they have a Spider-Man ride there that was really good. It's a 3D ride, and it has like special effects like water spraying, fire, all that superhero type stuff. It was really fun. They also have the Incredible Hulk coaster, which was my favorite coaster out of the whole trip anywhere, out of any of the parks, and it basically shoots you like 0 to 60, whatever the speed is, but you're going up at an angle, so it feels like it's going to shoot you out of this cannon, and then you go down and do all kinds of a lot of loops, barrel rolls, corkscrews, all the stuff that I said that I like in a roller coaster. So yeah, Incredible Hulk was probably my favorite coaster out of all the ones I did. So they have the Marvel superhero area, and they had the Green Goblin walking around in costume, Captain America, Spider-Man. They have the different superheroes. Instead of, Disney characters taking your picture with, you can take your picture with the different superheroes, which we didn't really do. And also in Islands of Adventure, they have the Jurassic Park ride, which is really cool. Animatronic dinosaurs. It's a boat ride, so you're in the water. And the day we actually went to Universal was kind of cool too, a cool day. So it wasn't really fun doing the water rides there. Jurassic Park sprays you a little bit, so that kind of sucked being hit in the face by cold water when you're already cold walking around. But I was talking kind of fast because I didn't want this to be a huge video, but looking at it now, it's already 12 minutes. But I figured I would talk about, why I was gone for a week, and it was a really fun experience, and I just figured I'd kind of give my take on what I thought about Disney World. So Disney World is really, really good if you have kids. If you don't have kids, it's still fun, but the magic of the rides isn't that great. The magic of the shows is a lot better. But watching my niece get to walk around and, meet the different princesses was really cool, just to see how, she lit up when she saw those. So if you have kids, I think it would be a really awesome place to go. Unfortunately, I don't have children yet. But Epcot was my favorite of the Disney parks. And Universal Studios. If you're into Harry Potter, that's definitely the place to go. And even if you're not, the thrill rides there are much better than they are at Disney. So this has been Retro Rewinder. I hope that I didn't ramble on too much. If you stayed for the whole thing, I appreciate it. This isn't anything to do with video games, but I figured it might be something kind of cool to talk about. So I talked pretty fast because I wanted to fit a lot of information into a small amount of time. So this has been Retro Rewinder, like I've said 3 or 4 times already, and I will talk to you next drive.